friends, it's Carrie with eatingonadime.com, and today I'm going to show you how to make Christmas punch. It's the perfect punch for any holiday or Christmas morning. Remember, you can find the link in the description below. We're making Christmas punch today. 3 ingredients is all you actually need. 2 more ingredients if you're wanting it to be extra fancy, and the flavor is going to surprise you. If you need the recipe, I do have the link in the description, or you can say a recipe below and we will send it to you. It's delicious, it's simple, you gotta make it, okay? So let's get going. Now, you'll find the full recipe on my website, Eating on a Dime, plus so many other Christmas things. While you're on there, just type in the word Christmas and see what comes up. You might find something else that you just can't live without this year. So 3 ingredients. We're talking cranberry juice that gives it the flavor, orange juice that gives it some tang, and then ginger ale or Sprite or any kind of lemon lime soda that's going to give it its fizziness. Now this is where it's going to get fun, because if you want to make it a festive adult beverage, you eliminate this and you do some champagne, and it will be delicious as well. We'll talk about that at the end of the video, so stay tuned. Okay, so the original recipe is made for a big punch bowl. I am just using a small pitcher. I have 1 cranberry in there. I was dumping them in there. So I'm going to cut this recipe in half, but this is beautiful in a giant punch bowl, and we'll talk about how, okay? So we'll start here. I'm going to do 2 cups of cranberry juice, because remember, I am cutting this recipe in half. Then we're going to do half of that of orange juice, so this time just 1 cup of orange juice. Guys, this is so pretty. You'll see. It's so simple, and people are just going to think you're so fancy. Now, the original recipe is going to call for a full 2 liters, so I'm going to put about a half in here. I was like, oh my goodness, did my husband shake it up right for the video to mess with me? We're going to dump this in. The fun thing about this punch is how it can be made for kids or adults. Kids love this punch, adults love it too. There we go. Now remember, I'm just doing half for the video's sake, because we cannot drink all of this in our family right now. But we're going to give this a quick stir. That's all you need to make this punch. However, to make it extra special, we're going to sprinkle in some fresh cranberries, and we are going to slice up some oranges and throw in there as well. So think about this, guys. I'm going to do some thin slices real quick. You could throw them in there whole, like so, which I just think is so pretty. You can, remember, if you do this in a giant punch bowl, you'll just have these orange slices floating on top. Everybody will just think you're super fancy, and they'll never need to know that it was 3 ingredients and some fresh fruit. Now, if you can't find fresh cranberries, don't worry. Frozen cranberries work amazing as well, and they also help keep your punch cold. So if I was throwing a big party and we were going to have this, I probably would use the frozen one, just because they're natural ice cubes as well. I'm going to do 1 more in here. The fun part is you do not have to make this ahead of time. You do not have to, it's just delicious immediately. Immediately. Bust out your pretty cups. This isn't one of mine, but we're going to pretend it is. Pour it in. I think I need to do a little half and just throw it in there. Oh, so cute. 'Tis the season to be festive. La 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 la. Oh, that's so good. The flavors are so good. Okay, so let's talk about how we can make this extra festive for you. We talked about the punch bowl. Now, we've talked about the frozen cranberries to help for ice cubes. Another thing you could do is you could actually freeze a little bit of the cranberry juice or the orange juice. I would probably do the cranberry juice just because it's a little bit more red, but I would freeze those cubes, and you can even put fresh cranberries or frozen cranberries in the ice cubes, freeze them, and then you throw them in your punch, because then as they melt, your punch will stay nice and cold. Mine is not cold right now, and it's delicious. Who needs that? Now, how to make this adult friendly and alcohol friendly. Number one is you could eliminate this. So what you would do is you make a big batch of, it's 2 parts cranberry to 1 part orange juice. So it's a 2 to 1 ratio. So if you do 2 cups, you do 1 cup. So if you do 4 cups, you do 2 cups, okay? And mix that up in a pitcher and then serve it with fresh champagne. You'll take a champagne flute, put in a couple of fresh cranberries at the bottom of your champagne glass, a little orange wedge, because that's adorable. Put a little bit of this. It's gonna be 50% this and 50% champagne. I mean, you could do it stronger if you wanted to, but think how festive you'll be. Open Christmas presents this year with a glass of sparkling morning punch. You can have some for your kids and some for you. The thing I love about doing this in the pitcher is that if you want it with champagne, you can, and your kids can pour theirs and just have this on the side, and everybody's enjoying a Christmas punch. Nobody is being left out, and you're not having to make 2 different punches. That's how simple and delicious this is. Now, if you do not like champagne, or that's not your thing, the other option is keep the punch the same and spike it with some vodka. Vodka would be delicious in here. Of course, you got to keep the kids away, but you can pour vodka in here to your tastings. At the full recipe, we've given you ideas on quantities and amounts of different alcohols that you could use, but either way, you and the kids are going to have a delicious Christmas punch, right? Now, if you need the recipe, don't forget, you can go to eatingonadime.com, search Christmas punch, say recipe below, and we'll send it to you. So, who is ready for some Christmas punch? If you do make any of our recipes, including this, I would love it if you'd tag me, post it in our Facebook group, tag me on Instagram. I want to see you make our easy and delicious recipes. It's going to be awesome. I really hope you have a very Merry Christmas, and I hope this Christmas punch becomes your new family tradition. I'll see you next time. Thanks so much for joining. Bye, friends.